How you doing, man? Apologize for the delay in this. Let's look at this back half. Looking at your back leg of how you squat. I want to make sure that you can see this. About 105 degrees, which is pretty good. So if you see it on this side, he gets into this back leg pretty well. His upper body is back this way. So I basically want to keep his head over that rubber as long as he can. He really puts his leg out early, and doesn't use his leg as much as he could, his back leg. So 105 out of that squat is pretty good. Let's look into this front leg. So as he plants into his front leg, this is what we call an internally rotated front knee. And you can see how far his knee travels in order for his hip to rotate through. So it's 24 degrees, which is a lot. He needs to step straighter and stride further. So that's internally rotated front knee. That's definitely something he's got to work on. And all these correlate to our online weaknesses. Everything that I'm talking about, back leg squat, internally rotated front knee, all of these are on our online program. I have 40 plus videos to fix them. So at plant leg, double angle at foot strike is 95 degrees. I'd like it to be 110. So that means in order to get there, he's got to step another foot and a half to be able to get that kind of angle. So he's got to push off longer. He's got to stride farther. He's got to squat better into the back leg. And the next thing that we're going to measure right now is his front leg. So double angle needs to improve. 122 degrees is really low. It needs to be higher. So this front leg needs to stiffen up so that he can rotate around this front leg. His front knee will come back and his chest will drive forward. So that's definitely a weakness as well. So a lot of lower body weaknesses so far. His posture at ball release, as he throws, he's what we call a B posture. This would be an A posture and a C posture. So he has something, he needs to stay in that place. Right now, as he comes up, his chest stays out in front, and then all of a sudden he's got to whip around to be able to get into that position. So what I would recommend is staying, and this is controversial because all of the old timers are teaching them to stay up, or to, your chin in front of your belly button. But if his axis is right here, then he should probably mirror the same axis he's going to rotate on anyway. So he's got to, I think if he can stay back a little bit into this line, into this axis, his head's going to be more on line. He's going to rotate a lot better. It's going to eliminate the internally rotated front knee as well. Let's go to release point. Release point's right around here. I don't have very many frames after this, so the next frame is released. So it's somewhere in between here and there. But what he's got is, this is a marginal release point. It's over his front toe. We got to get him to go a little bit further. I think he can improve on that as well as at that release point. Let's look at stacking. So I talked about this stand back. His upper body stand back longer. His lower body as well. He comes up into this and squats, but kind of stays straight. He could squat so much better into that back half, back into here, and his upper body's rotating back over that that rubber, like I said, he puts his leg down early, so he's not able to collect himself and to stay into that back half for a long period of time, and that's really not helping his power out of his back leg. So stacking, definitely something he's got to improve on. Front glove, right now his elbow's really low, and the front glove, I feel like he could be a little bit higher out of this. It needs to be more supported, and the scap needs to be pinched. Right there, it looks pretty good. So maybe keep his elbow up. That's not too big of an issue, but elbow up a little bit further. He does stay pretty firm out of that front side, so that's pretty good. I'm going to look at high elbow here. It's a little bit fuzzy. Elbow's a little bit low. So let's see why it's low. Right here. See where his hand looks. His hand right here, instead of his chest going forward and his elbow staying there, it kind of sucks down into that. See how he leads with his elbow first and not his chest? He's got to keep this shoulder blade scap loaded a little bit longer into this, and that his elbow and his shoulder should travel together. So the torso and the elbow should travel together, and the reason why that happens is this shoulder blade locks up, and he can drive that together instead of leading with his elbow. He should be leading with his chest, and then his elbow should come second, and then his hand. So definitely something that he can improve on. So that's a low elbow. Like I said, it's online. It's 40 plus videos to fix it. They'll have videos categorized by weakness. And then we are going to look at chest extension here. Right there. Chest extension out of here is about 41 degrees, which is pretty good. I like to see about 48. So a little bit further. If he can keep that chest or that shoulder blade pinched, he's going to be able to reach out further and have less stress on his elbow and shoulder when he throws. And you can see how variable that front knee is. It's moving so much. So the better stability he has in his front leg, the harder he's going to throw. A lot of people don't see that front leg. That front leg's really, really important. Last thing, maximum layback right here. That elbow drops because he's leading with that elbow early, as you can see there. And his hand stays kind of on top of his elbow, which is fine. No arm fly out right there. So thanks for sending this in, and I appreciate it. I'll get this over to you as quickly as I can. And thanks again for choosing 212 Athlete. Those are the weaknesses that we talked about. Go ahead and rewatch those, and then if you can sign up online for our online program, you'll have 40 plus videos to fix these weaknesses, and they'll be categorized on the website as well. Thanks again.